What is up? Coming to you live from the Cat House in Montebello. It's Dre's Geek Philosophy, the October 20th edition. It's episode 145. It's Monday, as usual, just after 8 p.m. It takes a little while to set all this up, you know. Gotta feed me, gotta feed the wife, gotta feed the baby. It takes a little while to get the engine running when it comes to the podcast. See, Jai Polidor is watching. He knows that it takes a little while to get everything set up here. Let me cover up this screen here so it's not reflecting off my face. What is going on, people? It's Monday, and I'm still tired from last week, and we're going to tell you all about why we're tired from last week. We were busy little bees last week. Good Lord. But the first thing I want to talk about, I want to lead off this show with the show that we've been obsessed with. We got some closure to this show last week. Yes. Rhythm and Flow on Netflix. Once my wife showed me, my wife showed me this show on Netflix. We've been hooked. If you love hip hop, if you want hip hop to go back the way it used to be, this show is kind of helping us push the mumble rap bullshit out and push it away. Yeah. See, Jai Polidor says right here on Facebook Live, he's been waiting since 7:45. Damn it. You know I ain't coming on till 8. You've been on the show. You've co-hosted this. You know I don't come on till 8 at least.
He's running late, traffic, whatever.
Traffic, eating, food, cats, all sorts of reasons why we're running late today on the live stream. For those of you listening, and I have to thank anyone listening on SoundCloud. Thank you. People have been going through the catalog of our episodes. There's 145 episodes. Well, technically 143, because Sam lost 2 of them.
Right.
So
thanks, Sam.
I can theoretically go get them again and put them back up, but I just don't want to throw everything out of whack.
Right.
Everything's gonna be available on our YouTube page and our Facebook page if you want to go back. Episodes 2 and 3, I believe, are the lost ones. Those are available on our Facebook page and also available on our YouTube page. Patreon.com/Dre's Geek Philosophy. Help. So Rhythm and Flow. If you haven't been watching this show and you plan on it, spoilers abound. We're gonna talk about what happened. So the last 3 episodes dropped this past Wednesday night. We didn't get to them until about Friday night, and we'll tell you about that later. But we want to talk about Rhythm and Flow first.
Yes.
This show's so cool. So they whittled it down to 6 MCs. Yes. And they made them all, like for the first episode that came out last week, I was like, they all had to go do a sample. They had to go take an established, song that's been sampled from, and that's been using a sample, and they had to go make their own track, right? Sampling the music, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
There were some samples of music that I never heard before. So
yeah, I find cool. that's often the best practice to do. You don't want to sample something that's obvious.
Right. Yeah. Did somebody though do that?
I think someone did do a very. A bit of a they fumbled on that. But I think didn't London B kept talking about nothing but a G thing, but I don't think that she didn't sample that.
No.
She kept dropping that all the time in her track. But I was like, yo, stop making people think about Tupac. Stop thinking about Dr. Dre and Snoop.
Yes, exactly.
Because if someone else did that, they kept comparing themselves to someone else, and they're like, nah, you just made me think about Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
We should be focused on you. T.I.
Not somebody else.
T.I. was doing his best impression of Samuel L. Jackson the entire time.
He really was.
If you want to see T.I. pretending to be Samuel L. Jackson, watch this show. He's just sitting there with his tiny glasses, and he's being all eloquent and using a $10 vocabulary.
Well spoken and smooth.
It's like, that's like over the course of all the episodes, you just see like Cardi B is just wilding out because that's who Cardi is. Chance is being Chance. He's like, super nerd gospel rapper. Yeah. And then T.I. is like, I was never a gangster. I didn't go to jail. Look how professional I am.
Right.
It's like, we know you did time. You've been making up for it. You've been Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and now you're on this. And we saw him in
He's super cool.
My Name is Dolomite, which we'll also talk about. I forgot to write that down. I was thinking, I'm like, there's something else I need to write down on the format, and I couldn't remember. We'll talk about My Name is Dolomite later. I'm sure you'll remind me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show, so cool. Yeah, they did these samples, and they kicked somebody off, and then they had to do a feature. They brought in a bunch of R&B people that, I'll be honest, I never heard of. No. I never heard of any of these. They acted like they're all like the biggest stars, and maybe to people 20 years younger than us.
Oh yeah, totally.
Those are probably some big ass stars.
Millennials.
But being a 40-year-old me and my wife who is younger than me, we were like, who? All right, cool. I mean, I don't know if they're just acting excited.
I mean,
they
you
were
know
forced to
how
act
it is,
excited.
like within somebody's world, their own music world. They're gonna know each other.
They're gonna know what's. I mean, yeah, they're all young. I mean, all of the performers. Well, I guess except D Smoke's like a little bit older, but I think he's still young enough to know what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
In contemporary hip hop, so they had to do a sample where like they had to jump in.
Yeah.
Or someone else. It
Yeah.
was pretty. Yeah. See, Art says who exactly? I don't even know who. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know. Go check out the 8th episode or 9th episode of Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah.
So and they all came out and did their performances.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. I have to go. The funniest part of I think it was during the sample one, where D Smoke totally forgot his lines twice.
Yep.
But still had the best performance out of everybody. That's good this guy D Smoke is.
That's when you're professional. When you can go ahead and fuck up twice.
He fucked up
and
twice.
Nobody noticed.
No one noticed. No one noticed one fuck up, and then he rapped about the fuck up in the middle of the song, and then you just see T.I.'s face and then Chance. They look at each other like, did this motherfucker just do what he think he did?
This just happened.
And the show is like really cool. I really enjoy. I normally don't enjoy reality shows, but this is cool because it kept giving me lots and lots of hip hop, and it kind of kept cutting to it. And then Cardi B's funny, and and T.I.'s being Sam Jackson.
I love her.
She's like the best worst judge because she doesn't want to kick anyone. Every time they have to get to the part where they got to eliminate someone, she's like.
Yeah.
She starts speaking Cardi's and shit.
I love it when she was so moody and she was just like this moody girl.
She looked like a 5-year-old.
Like that. And then she was like all in her fur and everything. And T.I. was like, compose yourself.
Compose yourself, woman. We need to eliminate a contestant right now, woman.
It's like, she's the most unqualified judge.
Yeah.
Unqualified person. I know, but you know what? I like that though because judges on normal judging shows are very
like, pretentious.
Pretentious and like they know it all.
And,
I mean, they know more or they know whatever they know.
Like T.I. kind of skirted the line of that a lot, but like I loved watching Chance because they'd always cut back to the judges during performance, and Chance is just giving it up every time. Like you could tell when Chance loved somebody because he'd be like
Yeah.
And he really liked this D Smoke dude. Like you could see him losing his mind.
Totally.
Every time D Smoke would drop some like really lyrical and thoughtful shit.
Beautiful.
And so the final episode, like the craziest thing about this show is like they're giving these people like impossible timelines, which made me question sometimes. I'm like, are they actually producing this? I hope they are producing this. My God, they were given like.
Insane.
36 hours
to
put together their final performance. They had to basically like construct like an award show type performance where they have a big stage, elaborate shit, pyro, whatever they wanted, something that you'd see at a freaking award show. They had like 36 hours to put that together. And I mean, obviously they had it wasn't just them having to go out. They had the professionals there. Like, oh, here are all the professionals. Tell them what your vision is, and we're gonna do this shit in 36 hours, with one rehearsal.
How does your brain just go like, okay, I'm gonna make this?
You're right. And they're having to write songs in like a day.
Ugh, no, it's so much pressure.
That's
crazy.
It was that part of the show was driving me nuts because it was just like, how are they have to keep producing like bangers as the young people say. I was like, I can't be using that word like I know it. But they have the what's cool.
Pronounced bangers.
Bangers. I'm not young enough.
Bangers,
see,
right.
My wife's younger than me, so she can get away with it.
No, it's because I grew up in Highland Park.
You grew up in Highland Park. I grew up in Monterey Park.
In the 90s. Yeah. Not now. Highland Park is totally different.
Highland Park is hipster land now.
Mm-hmm.
What's that donut? Whatever was what was Hello Donut?
Donut Friend.
Donut Friend. I was like a very hipster friend.
$7.
$7 donuts. Screw that place. To give me my pink box donuts that are cheap. But yeah, the show was really cool. The person that we wanted to win won. I highly suggest if you enjoy hip hop, go watch the show. We were rooting for like one particular person the entire way, and that person won, and we were very happy about it. We were just like, yes, like especially after the performance. Like, if this person doesn't win, I'm gonna riot. If this person does not win, I am rioting. I was gonna go on a tweet storm, even though I only had like 50 followers. I was gonna be like adding Netflix I was gonna at freaking all of them. At Cardi, at Chance, at T.I. I was gonna at the fuck out of them. I already did last week.
That who won.
Yeah, because they were the best.
They
hands
really
down.
were.
They were the best.
I feel like I feel like they're the best overall everything.
Yeah, like I think this person. I don't want to give it away just in case of any of y'all.
No.
Like y'all gotta get on your Netflix account, get on your
Rhythm
friends'
and
Netflix
Flow.
account. Rhythm and Flow. Go watch this show.
It's good.
So I'm gonna improvise here. Actually, no. There's one thing I got to say about Rhythm and Flow. I mean, I wrote it down. I didn't want to make sure I said it.
Oh no.
Oh man, there was only one thing that really aggravated me about the show.
My mom's gonna get mad at you.
Oh, your mom's gonna get mad at me. That's fine. She can get mad at me because this is my show. DJ fucking Khalid. Honestly, the only way I've ever known who this guy was is he's a meme. That's all I know of him. I don't know if I did some research on him. Apparently, he's just like he has the best luck of all time. He is in the exact right place at the right time. That is his superpower. Or his talent is just being in the right place and knowing the correct people and leveraging that upwards to this point where he has somehow gotten rich. A great meme that I saw was like, Khalid, he's that friend of yours that doesn't do anything in the group project but still gets an A.
Yeah.
That's who DJ Khalid is.
Yeah.
And he did for the episode where they're supposed to sample. They're supposed to do a sample. So they go visit Khalid at his house. And he's like, I don't let anybody in my house. And he literally gave them like a 2-minute speech. And he worked in both of his stupid fucking catchphrases into it. He worked them both in. And I was so enraged. I was ready to throw things at the screen. I was just like, this talentless hack. This guy who just adds a beat or two. That's my work. I did it.
And
I took someone else's success. Another one.
Another one.
Yeah. It just...
He got lost. Did he get lost at sea?
Apparently got lost at sea. Thank you, Art. That makes me feel so much better. This probably dumbass went out, took his boat, I'm sure it's called Another One, and he went out to the sea and got lost. And I'm like, I don't know where the water is. Where did the land go? Can someone tell me where the land went? Can I make a sample off of where the land is? That was the only thing that made me mad. And thankfully, that was the only participation of his. He showed up for literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They were all excited to meet him, and he's all telling them about how to sample. He was on a jet ski. Oh.
Oh, shit.
How do you get lost at sea? You know what? Good.
I don't understand.
Good. That shows you how ignorant he is. That's an ignorant motherfucker. But yeah, stupid.
Where's the land?
Where's the land? The opposite way, you moron! Oh, God, that hurts my soul. But regardless, speaking of another moron in music, Kanye West, he finally released his new album this past Friday. And unfortunately for him, or maybe it's unfortunately for me, I have disavowed all knowledge of Kanye West music since he became a Kardashian. So I have not listened to this album. But there was another piece of news that I read that I wanted to bring up on the show tonight. This is the reason why I'm bringing up old Mr. West. He apparently made a statement. I don't know if this is when he went on one of the shows when he was promoting his Jesus album. He said he wants to go back to his old songs and re-record them without any swears. See, album pros, no N-word. Cons, fake as heck.
Why DJ Khaled doesn't go down on his
wife?
wife? That
automatically makes him someone who should be listened to. I would be of the opposite. That's okay. Thanks for that factoid, Jai. Yeah, no. Kanye, I would say, but now that reading that totally interrupted my point. He wants to re-record all of his old songs. I'm assuming from his first 5 albums back when his music was.
Because what? That's when he made more money, or what?
No, well, that's not for me. He just wants to re-record. Oh, should not. Oh my bad. He should not be listened to. So Kanye wants to re-record all his old songs. Like, so you're about to tell me he's gonna go back to the college dropout. He's gonna go re-record 2 words, and he's gonna go back instead of one of my favorite lines. I live by 2 words. Fuck you, pay me. Is he gonna change it to thank you, pay me?
Right.
What's he gonna change it to? Is he gonna ask Hova?
He's gonna say thanks, pay me.
I listened to is he gonna go ask Hova? We need to redo N-words in Paris, and you gotta change it to I don't know, naggers in Paris, friends in Paris, brothers in Paris. Is he gonna re-record Gold Digger?
That's some craziness.
And just delete everything?
Mm-hmm.
Is he just gonna undo? I don't know.
Mr. Solorio. Kanye also disapproves of his wife's imagine being too sexy. That's how she makes money.
Her image of being too sexy.
Yeah, that's insane. She fucking got famous off of porno.
She got famous by being fucked by someone more famous than her.
Tape.
And
like,
she's got.
It wasn't even porn. It was a sex tape.
It was a sex tape, but it was turned into the wonderful people at Vivid Entertainment turned it into a porn tape.
Of course.
And I remember the day I was sitting driving in my car back when I was old Nintendo rep. Take a drink, everyone. And a sports show I was listening to was talking about how, like, whoever this chick, the daughter of Robert Kardashian, has a sex tape where she banged Brandy's brother Ray J, who at that point was more famous than her. I remember For the Love of Ray J when that was on once at Jai's house. Thanks, Jai.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna turn into the Glee version. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what the Glee version is of Gold Digger. I remember when it happened. I was very like
censored.
DJ Khaled wants his wife to give a blowjob, but he won't go down on her. Get it right, Jai. There you go. See, more reasons why Khalid is a bad human being.
Yeah.
But I know I've said this before on this show. That we live in the world of two Kanyes, and we're in the. I mean, I guess it's very appropriate that Kanye has found Jesus, because this is like, AD Jesus.
It is.
I prefer the BC Jesus, BC Jesus, before he went off the rails. I still can enjoy those old albums. Although I have a lot of people who said, oh, you can't love his old albums and hate his new music. I totally can. I can totally enjoy those old albums.
Maybe it could be like
everything from
BK
Watch the Throne and before.
Before Kardashian.
Before. This is why I married her. You see this? This is why I married this woman. BK. Before Kardashian. Oh.
The BK?
This is how she stole my heart, because she's so clever and funny and smart. Oh, I love you, wife. BK. I prefer my Kanye to be BK. Before Kardashian.
Yeah,
this is
he also doesn't want the daughter
AD
wearing
after dumb
crop tops or makeup. Damn.
More like DJ Hypocrite.
Fucking no crop tops or makeup. Aren't those the kind of chicks they banged before they actually met? Why? Fucking stupid.
She's not wrong.
Fucking hypocrites. Oh my god, double standard. Fuck that shit.
See right there, Jai just quoted Hova. N-words want my old shit, buy my old albums. Yes, I already bought those old albums. I have them. I literally have the albums. I am more than happy to listen to them on my iPod or find a CD player and play them. Yeah, see, Kanye is no longer relevant after Bad Choices. He's just chasing clout. Yeah. I have a buddy. He occasionally watches the show. He was a show contributor. Rick Mears. He is an unabashed Kanye apologist. He will always love Yeezy.
Okay.
He said today it took a few listens, but he appreciates what Kanye's. He's like, he knows people are not gonna like this album.
Okay.
It's funny, like they put it out digitally and they put it out on vinyl. It's a blue vinyl because CDs don't exist anymore.
Honestly, only Beyonce can pull out the stops. She's the only one who can do everything all in one day. Fucking album and music videos. And she has the world's best fucking non-disclosure forms.
Apparently, she can get away with that.
She's the only one who can get away with it.
Yeah, but it's funny because Kanye was...
Like, where did this album come from anyway?
He'd been working on it. Apparently, it was supposed to come out like 3 weeks ago. But he delayed it till this past Friday at midnight. And even then, it was delayed because he was still working on the final mix on 3 different songs. He tweeted out, sorry, we're going to stay up all night working on this final mix. Sorry, everybody. I mean, I don't know how well the album did. I don't know how many people still out there believe in the Book of Yeezy, but you know what? Sorry. I'm just going to go pop in College Dropout and listen to that, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen.
Like the Old Testament.
He's gonna go George Lucas on his old albums, and he's gonna like go special edition on them. Yeah. It's like he might as well just get Jar Jar Binks in there to like fill in for Hove at that rate. If he's gonna be doing this.
Did you say Jar Jar Bunks?
Binks. I said Binks, woman.
I was like, Jar Jar Bunks. Is that a new rapper?
No, Jar Jar Binks, woman. God dang it, woman.
That'd be cool if it was Jar Jar Bunks. Sorry.
Thank you. I was talking about, oh, wow, at least I don't have Sam Zia here mishearing all the things I say. And in steps my wife to fill in.
Mommy brain.
Mommy brain. We'll blame it on mommy brain. We'll blame it on the baby.
No, to be fair, no dad wants his daughter wearing the stuff the mother wears.
Ooh, woosah. Savagery. Oh, okay, but Enough about all this nonsense. Let's talk about what my wife and I did last Wednesday and last Thursday. Once again, we were called into work for Lucha Vavoom. If you don't know what Lucha Vavoom is, it is a wrestling and burlesque show. It's sex and violence. Or if you prefer how they put it, sexo and violencia. It's an awesome show that happens in Los Angeles, roughly like every 3 months. You know, it was like this time last year, where my wife emailed the promoter because my wife wanted to work for this show for the longest time, and you just straight up emailed the promoter.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I'm a highly skilled seamstress. I was wondering if you guys need any help. I'd be happy to volunteer.
Yep.
And you volunteered your services, and we met up with the promoter.
Yep.
And she was, and like you talked to her, and it turned out you guys had some mutual acquaintances in the sewing or entertainment world.
Yes.
And I guess that just you knowing those people vouched for you. And
yep.
My wife and I got to go in Halloween last year.
Yeah.
And you volunteered, and you got me a free ticket just to tag along because I like pro wrestling. There's a lot of pro wrestlers are kind of there in disguise. I mean, the one who's in, like Joey Ryan, I'm sure most people know him as the guy who flips people with his penis. He shows up there very frequently because he's a local Southern California wrestler. A lot of other local SoCal wrestlers are there under masks. They're wrestling, they're kind of like they're having fun.
Right.
Half the show is like, there's Lucha Libre. They bring in guys from Mexico. They bring in these local guys, and they have lucha, like funny comedy-ass kind of Lucha Libre matches. And then they also have the other promoter, because there's Liz Fairburn. She's the wrestling promoter, and then there's Rita Dalbert. She's the dancing or the entertainment promoter. Where she brings in a bunch of burlesque dancers or crazy, music. It's just this crazy show, and they have stand-up comics show up, and they do commentary. There's one comic who's there every time, Blaine Catch.
Yes.
He's there every single time. He's the main host. Yeah. And they'll bring in other people. Like, I remember one of the times we went, Drew Carey was the host. Yeah. The Sklar brothers would show up. Andy Richter was there for one of the nights. He was there this past Wednesday. Yeah. They bring in all sorts of really famous people. And there's famous people just hanging out in the audience. So, after you volunteered that one time, and the promoter really liked, she brought you back in a paid position, and she hired me because I'm actually bigger than a lot of the wrestlers. I'm a big guy.
Oh, not just that. No, because when you met her, because I needed to go pick up something, and I didn't know, I was just going to pick up something, and we ended up having like a 3-hour-long conversation.
Yeah, because I almost didn't want to go inside because I'm like, oh my god, I'm too much of a fan. I'm too much of a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling nerd. I don't want to be like asking all these questions, but it turns out she loves those kind of. I ended up going in, and we have poor network connection, so you guys might see us go.
Yeah, so
and so we talked to her for like 3 hours, and it was a lot of me asking a lot of wrestling questions. Oh yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I know that wrestler. Oh, we're bringing in Phoenix and Pentagon next time. I'm like, what? No way! Those are awesome wrestlers. Yeah. And, like, she knows all these wrestlers. My favorite wrestling podcaster, Colt Cabana, apparently, she's a big fan of his, and she brings him in like at least once a year.
You mean Matt Classic?
No, she brings in Colt Cabana because Colt Cabana is Matt Classic's handler.
Oh.
Protect the business. A lot of these, they wrestle in other disguises.
Yes.
And so it's a lot of fun. So again, for the fourth time. So it's been a whole year. This will be your fifth show. This is me working like the third or fourth. I was working for I think the third time for me working. Because we
You did security for the.
I do security for the ladies. And lately, I would do security for the women's locker room so people don't go in there and mess with all the women's shit. Yeah. And then lately we've been doing catering, where I have to go fill up my little Honda Civic full of food to feed the wrestlers and the dancers.
It's all those WrestleMania parties that you had at your house.
It kind of prepared me for that, honestly.
It really did.
It's not too different, except I don't have to actually do any cooking.
What do guys that just want to watch wrestling want to eat?
Chips, salsa, dip,
yeah.
Whole lot of Gatorades.
Yeah, Red Bull.
A lot of Red Bulls. God, these guys are addicted to Red Bull. I was accosted so many times because I didn't bring enough Red Bulls. You know what? They only gave me so much money. And Red Bulls are expensive.
They're just on a budget.
We're on a budget. I'm only spending what they gave me. I'm not going in my pocket. Oh, hell no. But it was a lot of fun, especially this last time, this last show. Again, two of my favorites who were there for the Valentine's Day show came back for the Halloween show. Yeah. Phoenix and Pentagon, aka Penta el Zero Miedo. I took a photo with Penta working back at the Valentine's Day show. That was really cool. It was I got to see them again, and it's so funny. Full disclosure, I've seen all these dudes without their masks. There's too much information. I can't be given this information. I'm one of the boys now. I'm not going to tell you guys anything, but it's don't ever find out what they look like, man. Don't ever.
Never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes. Don't dispel the myth. Don't dispel the myth, all right?
Never meet your heroes.
Don't dispel the myth.
It's all right. It's all right.
I saw Dirty Sanchez's face. I can never unsee it now. I don't want to know their faces. I have an image of what they look like, and now I know their IRL. It's like, oh, Superman's Clark Kent. Oh, Clark Kent's so lame. You don't want to know that Superman is Clark Kent.
Superman's not gonna be Clark Kent for much longer. So.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, anyway.
The show was awesome. But boy, we got knocked the fuck out because you're pregos.
Yes.
So I'm hauling freaking like 10 cases of water and Gatorade up and down these stairs because it's at this Mayan Theater downtown LA. If you're familiar with Los Angeles, there's no elevator there. So this young lady carrying our son has to go down these stairs because all the dressing rooms are downstairs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I gotta haul all this water and Gatorade downstairs. And I'm running around making sure everyone's okay, and she has to run around making sure all the costs. Like, oh my God, the second night they had you like freaking
They're
working. I mean, I'm glad we got paid. I'm glad they're paying us because we got our asses kicked.
Yeah.
It's like Friday morning, like we didn't want to get out of bed.
No.
I was like,
it was so hard.
I was like, honey, are you? Because we still went to our. That's the thing. We still went to our jobs.
Mm-hmm. Because we're hardcore like that.
Because we're hardcore. I still went to my day job.
Crazy like
last time, it was just like one day, so I took the day off. I took the day off of work. I'm gonna take the day off.
Yeah.
We had to do all the catering.
Yeah.
And so I'll go pick up the stuff. I'll go get there early, and because you still went to work that day.
Yeah.
I took the day off because my boss is cool. And he's like, "Oh, you need a day off? Cool, no worries."
Yeah.
And this time I went to work for like 4 or 5 hours, and then turned around and went to Lucha Vavoom.
Yeah.
I took off like at 3, went to go buy all this shit, sit in traffic to get downtown LA by 6, run around, set all this shit up, and you show up, you see me like, I'm dying. And you're like, it's okay, honey. Pour water down my head.
Yep.
Set me back running, and then you were busted ass.
Yep.
Because all the dancers, because like they performed the night before.
Yeah.
So when they perform, all their shit gets fucked up. So you have to fix it.
Yeah.
That's why she's so important. It was funny. It's like, is Rosa coming? Where's Rosa? Like the whole, like, because when I get there before her, it's just like, where is she? Why isn't she here? Where's your wife? Why isn't your wife here? We need your wife to fix all the shit.
That makes me feel good.
You are very important. You're a very, very important member of the Lucha Vavoom team now.
That makes me feel good.
And then I like to say this is the first time I actually felt comfortable. Like it was like the second night I didn't even bother wearing a Lucha Vavoom shirt. I feel like everybody knew who I was.
Everybody knows who you are. You're the only baldest bald guy there.
Yeah.
Baldest.
I'm the baldest bald guy.
You really are.
No, because I'm thinking, all the wrestlers have their hair.
Yeah.
They know
big.
And I'm tall. I'm taller than almost everybody there.
You are bigger than all of them.
Yeah.
You are, yeah. So.
Again, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes.
Nobody messes.
And when you find out, like the wrestler that you think is 6 feet tall, and you find out is 5'9", don't meet your heroes.
It's the boots.
When you take the picture with them, and you feel like, oh shit, I got slouch. I don't want to give away the myth.
Nope.
No, man.
Right.
It's okay, but it was great. It was great. It was awesome.
If anybody knows what that feels like, when you have to work your own job and then you have a second thing to go to, I mean, goddamn, you know that shit's tiring. But on top of that, if your wife is pregnant,
the wife is pregnant. The wife is pregnant.
Holding an extra little pound of potatoes up in there.
The wife is 7 months pregnant, officially 7 months pregnant. Yeah. I loved how we were telling the promoter, because their next set of shows are Valentine's Day. You're like, nah.
I'm probably not going to see you guys.
I'm not going to see you guys. So they're like, is Dre still going to be able to do catering? I'm like, maybe.
You're like,
I need to be home for the pregnant wife and my child.
Well, they can always come here. They can always drop their shit off here. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
They can always bring it here.
I can pick it up and drop it off. I can pick it up for them, bring it here, you sew it, take it back to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to keep in touch with Rita and Liz.
Yeah.
The understanding that their superhero their superhero is pregnant.
Yeah.
You might not be back. you might be back as Cinco de Mayo. I don't know.
I mean, like, unless I'm wearing, a baby Bjorn and then have the baby like little tiny.
I will be wearing the baby Bjorn.
Earmuffs.
While I'm putting all the Gatorades in the waters, I'll have our little boy right here on my chest.
Baby's barely gonna see all the titties flopping around and all the booty shaking and backstage.
Baby's gonna see all the titties backstage and be like, "Oh, there's breakfast everywhere. I'm hungry.
Is that breakfast, lunch, and
dinner? What's going on? It's all these burlesque dancers with their titties out." I think this is the reason why they like me, because I don't sell the boobs or the nakedness. I just like put the food out and I'm just working.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm using the peripherals, but I'm not selling it. I'm not like, ooh.
No.
Like, I see it in the peripherals.
These women, they work very fucking hard to do what they do and make it look so goddamn easy.
That was Michelle L'Amour. Like, when she came out and she like, I have my little station outside the women's dressing room where I'm like, that's where I'm positioned. Like, yo, who the fuck are you? You can't go in there. There's titties inside. Security. And like I saw her, like she comes out, she was doing her yoga, and she did like a handstand. She made that look like she was like in a video game. She was just like boop boop, boop boop, like she was Chun-Li. She was like boop boop, and like she could have done a hurricane kick if she wanted to.
Yeah. And
she made it look so easy. And I told her, I'm like, Michelle, like, I couldn't do that in my dreams. Like the way she just like casually just did a handstand.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, and I was like, she's like, yeah, no, it's hard for me to walk on my hands. I'm like, it's hard for me to walk on my feet. You can walk on your hands. You don't understand.
Walk on my feet.
You can walk on your hands. I'm having trouble with my feet. My feet are strong, Joe Rogan. Oh my lord. And then there was this other couple. They were dressed like a nun and a priest, and they're just doing all their crazy yoga shit. And I was like, it inspired me where I actually did, like, watching them do yoga. I actually started back up my yoga program last night. Where I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get that good, but I need to be able to move properly, especially when the little guy is able to just doot and scoot all over the place.
When
I need
you
to be able
get
to
up
chase
off
him
the
down.
couch, your knee sounds like a bowl of Rice Krispies.
It's just like you hear all the air bubbles in my knees.
You have a rattlesnake in your knee.
It's crazy. Oh my lord.
Yeah, they have to stretch for a good hour, a full hour.
There was that one. I didn't see her perform, but she was like on a pole. The woman, she was terrifying. She was like, she could like go backwards, and she was like she could spider walk.
Yeah.
She was like, she could roll the other way. Like, it was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Well, these people are so flexible. Yeah. But the amount of work they had to put in to get that flexible, it's like they are stretching for like an hour before they perform.
Yeah.
They're just out there just like boom, boom.
The
yoga
performance
stretch, yoga stretch.
is no more than like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, but they had to do so much physical prep to be able to do this crazy stuff. I was just like,
stay warm.
I can barely just put one leg out in front of the other and do a little like
keep those muscles warm.
Do a little freaking
nope.
A lean. I'm like, ooh, my thighs, ooh, my calves. Ooh. Like they inspired me to like, I need to get into better shape, especially if a lot of running around. But Lucha, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Then the second night, I got to see my boys Phoenix and Pentagon.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like the promoter's like, oh, that's an awesome match. It's like Arena Mexico, and I was like, nah, they're fucking around.
They were fucking around.
I could tell. I have a very good eye for professional wrestling. I've been watching it for over 30 years, and seeing them wrestle, like they were just having fun. They were just futzing about. There was a camera, but it wasn't recording. If it was recording, no one's gonna see it. The only people who saw it that night were the people in the Mayan Theater.
Right.
And it was just funny to watch because they are just dicking around, and I had fun, but I could tell they were a little frustrated because it wasn't a professional wrestling crowd. It was people who were there for Lucha Vavoom.
But
usually they're there to watch comedy matches. But these two,
on top of it, Halloween.
It was also Halloween.
So people were dressed up, and they were going to have a costume contest.
Costume contest, yes. No, but the point I was making, like, they were trying to do some of their pro wrestling stuff. Right. They're trying to get some chants going because they were the bad guys, but like they knew they could get some people to chant.
Yeah.
So like Pentagon, he's all about no fear. He's like, he has it freaking tattooed on his hands. Zero miedo, no fear.
Yeah.
And like he was all like trying to get everyone to chant Zero miedo, and it was just like
it wasn't happening.
Nothing. It was just like,
half
call, no response. Call, no response. And so like I had to like carry it on my shoulders. Where they're like, Zero miedo, and I'm like, I'm a loud motherfucker. I can be like, Zero miedo. I was like screaming it.
Yeah.
Because I was over by the employee area. I was like just screaming it. I was like, come on up.
Yeah.
Zero miedo.
You're a big guy. You're like, yep.
And I got a few people into it. And then like, I was like, I felt good. I was like, I was doing my job as a fan, you know.
Yeah. He heard you.
The wrestlers they feed off the energy, and then the energy they were getting. I think that's why they're fucking around, because like they're trying to get that energy back from the crowd, and the crowd's kind of like they're trying too hard, because like the other wrestlers just fucking around. Dirty Sanchez, he pulls down his pants and pulls out dirty underwear and tries to put in people's faces. Joey Ryan flips people with his dick. Although I don't think he does the dick flip in Lucha.
I don't know.
I don't think he does the dick flip, but he definitely comes out smoking a cigarette. He puts the friggin' he has the lollipop in his pants, all that. He does all that stuff. He comes out to if you like being coladas. Yeah, but like so those matches are all about comedy. It was like they were like doing really flippy, crazy stuff, and the crowd wouldn't react. But they did like a couple of rolls, and the crowd's like, oh, and I was just like. What Japanese pro wrestling crowd did I find here? What the hell? They're trying to kill... Phoenix has killed himself with a dive out to the floor. They're all like, I can't see. But Penta and freaking Rey Horus do a little like up and over, and they're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, you guys popped for a transitional spot? I'm such a elitist wrestling fan. I'm so sorry.
It's fun.
But it was funny to me, I like observing this, and like they're popping for, like, I imagine their minds, like, they're popping for this shit? All right, whatever. And so Phoenix just started fucking around. He just started running the ropes back and forth, back and forth, and then he stopped and just kicked the dude in the face. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So they just started having fun.
The wind up and then the...
And they actually did their double team finisher. It was freaking, I was like, oh. Cool. I mean, like, they're working with guys, like, that they know. Because... Three of them were on Lucha Underground. Rey Horus, he was on Lucha Underground as Dragon Azteca Jr. And then the other guy was, I think it was Sobrano. He's like he's from CMLL, from the oldest wrestling organization in the world, in Mexico, over 100 years. That organization's been around. So that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I got the high five. I threw them off because as they were coming to do the high five, I gave Penta the Zero miedo, and he's like, oh fuck yeah, and we bump fists. And then when Phoenix came by, Phoenix always goes animo, and I threw up the A, and he's like, fuck yeah, he threw up the A, and we high fived. I was like, yeah. I felt like I was 10 years old. I was like, yeah, I did the thing. I was an awesome fan. I feel good. It's funny. I don't know if they realized. Oh, that's the motherfucker who was giving us chips and drinks earlier.
Yep.
I don't know if they in the moment.
Out that Red Bull from us.
Holding back the Red Bulls.
They forgive you.
The crazy chickens are mad at me for not giving the Red Bulls.
Those crazy chickens, they're fucking.
They're crazy. Awesome. The crazy chickens, apparently, to be crazy chickens, they need all the Red Bull in the world.
They need 4 fucking Red Bulls.
Oh, they need all the Red Bulls.
Jesus.
To fast forward, so Saturday, so we've been dead ever since that. It was like all our energy was gone.
Slowly coming back to life.
So Saturday night, we just kind of stayed home and we watched My Name is Dolomite. Good Lord. That movie was hilarious. I am so happy that something like this could help Eddie Murphy get back on track or give him some confidence after not having any movies for a while.
It was so good.
And friggin' Wesley Snipes attempted to steal the movie.
I swear to God.
He tried to steal that movie. Wesley Snipes was hilarious. If you have not seen My Name is Dolomite yet, it just came out this past week on Netflix. It's ridiculous. It's really funny. You got a bunch of really funny people. And the person who was trying not to be funny, like Keegan-Michael Key, he played it straight the whole way. He was like playing a screenwriter.
Yeah.
And it was just funny to see Key not be funny or work hard to try to not be funny. That was funny in and of itself.
Serious.
Just seeing serious
It
Key.
was so serious.
It's like, what do you mean? I wrote this scene. Why aren't you performing the scene the way I wrote it? And he was just like losing his mind.
Yeah.
Like that, but in a very straight-laced, stick up his butt way.
Such a good movie.
And you had Snoop Dogg, a fun little cameo. Craig Robinson was, doing his thing because he's really, he's a gifted singer. So Craig Robinson's doing that. Yeah. Mike Epps, I was because they were saying like there was supposed to be a role that Charlie Murphy would have played. I bet that would have been the Mike Epps role.
Yeah, probably.
Mike Epps, that was the role that Mike Epps was playing, where Charlie Murphy would have been that character in the movie.
And who was the shit?
Who was the what?
Another one. Titus.
Titus Burgess.
Yeah, there you go.
That was another one that threw me off because, like, you know, I'm so used to seeing Titus Burgess in the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I thought Titus was like 6'5", you know, standing next to, you know, tiny little Ellie Kemper and tiny little Carol Kane.
Yeah.
You don't realize he's standing next to Eddie Murphy and he looks like he's 5'6". Yeah. I was like, what? I mean, I'm sure realistically he's probably like 5'9", 5'10". He's still a large man, but like I thought he was so much bigger.
So much bigger, I know.
And like Kimmy Schmidt, I guess I don't know if it's just being next to them or the way they shot it, they might make him look bigger than life. And like you see him standing next to Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy's got like 3 inches on him. I was just like, what? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm sorry. Then you see him standing next to Craig Robinson, and he looks small.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah. Then like Mike Epps is tall. Like you see the four of them in a scene together. I'm like,
yeah.
When did Titus get so small?
When did he get small?
I'm like, I'm used to this giant monster of a man. In Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, you know, wearing that robot armor.
Yep.
But the movie with like the female lead, I forget what the actress name. I don't know if it was like one of her first performances or I don't know. But she was really good. Oh my lord, she was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it. You get to, and it's all based on the true story of Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
And it's great because at the end of the movie, they show clips from the actual Dolomite movie, and it's like exactly what they did. Perfect homages to it.
Today at work, I was listening to more of the Eat Out More Often.
Yeah. He put out all these comedy albums that were very lewd and crude back in the 70s.
It's so good. I don't know. I'm just like, damn, it gets better every time I listen to it. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, oh, damn, that makes more sense. And then listen to it again. It makes more sense.
Like you keep catching more sexual references.
The double entendres and the sexual references and how he had to censor himself but not censor himself at the same time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It
was awesome.
And then, I didn't realize that Rudy Ray Moore is considered the godfather of rap.
And that's one of the reasons that Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, apparently he was a big inspiration to Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg was in the movie because, you know, I guess he worked with Rudy Ray Moore back in the day. And it was a lot of fun to see how everything worked itself out. It was a more lighthearted, positive version of The Disaster Artist. That's what it kind of boiled it to. Yeah, because I saw a lot of articles online where comparing the two movies, where it's like, The Disaster Artist is just like, whoa, this is how a really bad movie got made. Yeah. Where My Name's Dolomite, this was a really bad movie, but it was a lot of fun. And this guy put himself out there. Like the movie is like.
Okay, so I wonder if they would consider Dolomite a B movie or a blaxploitation film.
I don't know. I think it falls somewhere in like a little gray area because it wasn't deliberately a blaxploitation. He got turned down with the blaxploitation freaking producers. Yeah. That's where T.I. was snuck into the movie, and he was like playing a blaxploitation producer. Like we're getting away from those kind of movies.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just a B movie. It's like it was completely amateurly shot.
Yeah.
Ray Moore took all of his comedy money and he put it into this.
He believed in himself. That's what mattered. That's the whole point of the movie.
The movie it was very inspirational. And another point I made to you after we watched it, it didn't feel like very it's like very storybookish, where it's like there wasn't any manufactured freaking
with the lead man and the lead lady on love or fuck
that shit or like there wasn't like when they ran to obstacles, they were like realistic obstacles and they got through them in a very realistic way. Whether they're like, oh no, we need $500,000 in 2 days, how are we gonna get it? It's more like we ran out of film and he has to go back to his freaking backers like, yo, I need another $10,000. And it's like, you understand, if you fuck this up, you're working for us for free for the rest of your life. Yeah. It's like, it was much more real. It felt very realistic, even though, it's a film. I'm sure they've as is any of these movies where it's a telling of an old story, it's like, I'm sure some stuff was kind of exaggerated for the sake of, but it didn't feel super exaggerated. I'm sure those bums were not as nice as they seemed in the beginning, I'm sure.
Nah.
But yeah, Eddie Murphy was really good. Like, there's points where like I always feel a movie is good when I'm not sitting there. Wow, look at Eddie Murphy. Where I'm like, oh, I really felt he was like Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
And I guess it also helps that we haven't seen Eddie Murphy in anything like he hasn't been in anything prominent. Like honestly, since like in my mind, he hasn't been in anything prominent since freaking Dreamgirls. And like he did a couple other like sort of big movies after that.
It was nice to see him, and it was nice to see
Wesley Snipes.
I swear.
Just
all
like,
I could keep thinking was Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah, he was so in it. He was such a fucking diva. It was fucking perfect.
So good.
He had the perfect amount of sass and fucking sarcasm. It's just like I kept saying, where has this Wesley Snipes been? And I would answer myself, in jail for taxes. For tax evasion. That's where this Wesley... Because I made that same joke when I saw... during the movie challenge, when I watched White Man Can't Jump.
Right.
I'm like, why doesn't he do this anymore? And I believe it was Jai who told me, well, Blade made him think he was an action movie star. And he stopped being, White Man Can't Jump, Money Train,
real.
And Tu Wong Fu,
just real.
like just acting for fun.
Acting
he started thinking, oh, I'm a badass. I have to be a badass. And I think, obviously jail has humbled him, and now he came and showed up in this movie, and like he almost stole the movie. Eddie Murphy had to he was really good, but freaking Wesley Snipes was like right there. Like,
what else did Wesley Snipes come on? You had mentioned it, the vampire thing.
Blade. Oh no, but recently he showed up in an episode of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah.
Because they had a vampire council meeting, and they brought in all these actors who would be like. So you had Wesley Snipes. He was Blade.
Yeah.
You had freaking Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
He was playing the From Dusk Till Dawn vampire. That's
right.
Paul Rubens. He was playing the freaking Buffy the Vampire Slayer vampire. They had brought in all these famous vampires. And like, where's Tom and Brad? Oh, they couldn't come. They never come to these things. There was Evan Rachel Wood. I don't know what movie she was a vampire in. I'm not sure if that's Twilight or there's something else she was a vampire in.
Oh, I don't know.
And like she was like leading the proceedings, and of course you had like the three goofballs from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
There as well. Wesley Snipes via Skype. We have Wesley Snipes. Greetings, everyone. Stupid daywalker.
Yes.
Like I was intimating, all these people that have played vampires in movies are all actually vampires.
Yeah. Daywalker.
Stupid daywalker.
Sounds like
Dark greetings, everyone.
Sounds like a prostitute, a daywalker.
Daywalker. Who can bravely walk the streets during the day. Somehow he eludes the police. And one last note I'm going to end the show on is another TV thing. But last night I finally took the time, because I didn't do it last week. I mentioned on last week's episode. I didn't watch The Watchmen. I watched the first episode last night. I had to usher because the wife and the baby out of the room, because right now we're trying not to put anything super violent or negative. Something that her sponge brain will absorb and force her to have nightmares. And yeah, I watched that first episode. She would have had a lot of nightmares. Like, real talk. Whoa. I mean, I was talking a little bit last week off of some of the reactions I saw, but now that I actually saw the first episode, and at some point this week I'm going to have to watch the second episode before the third one comes out next Sunday. Oh, Lord. My God. That was some strong shit. That was some strong coffee.
Oh boy.
Oh,
from what I could hear.
You could hear my reactions, and then when you were listening, you could hear the show.
It sounded a little intense.
I did not realize that The Watchmen was gonna deal just full bore with racism. They're just I
had no idea. And that story, the event that you told me about.
So there was a real life event. There was a real life event
Right.
that they referenced in the show. There was or I think it's the destruction of Black Wall Street. There was an area in Tulsa, Oklahoma that had a lot of wealthy black people, and then the KKK rallied up a bunch of good old boys, and they wiped out that area. They burned the buildings down and killed a lot of people, and they referenced that in the show. And I guess the setting of the show is Tulsa, Oklahoma. They reference at the beginning, and then it's dealing with the present day 2019 Tulsa, but in this kind of The Watchmen is set in this alternate reality.
Right,
in the original comic book, the tension between Russia and America was so high that they repealed one of the amendments, and Richard Nixon was able to stay president
Oh.
for in perpetuity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just kept winning the presidency because they were
right.
fighting the Russians. But apparently, in the aftermath of that, because a lot of people were wondering if this show was gonna like tie into the original book, and yes, there was a lot of direct references. They show a presidential timeline where you see like Nixon, and it goes to Robert Redford, and then Robert Redford's been president for 30 years, and then everyone's making references like there was a really harsh line because the main character. Regina King's character.
Right, yeah.
She's like all the cops, they have to like be in hiding.
Yeah, they have to wear masks.
They have to wear masks.
Yeah.
All the cops have to wear masks.
Right.
Because people will go hunt down the cops and kill them. They'll find your family. They'll find anyone who you love, and they will like seek retribution on you.
That's fucking
They had to go into hiding. Yeah, Watchmen. Yes, I'm talking about Watchmen. And
so the cops have to hide.
The cops have to hide.
I don't know.
Yeah, that I was about to get to. There's a scene where Regina King Redfordations.
Oh.
It was like reparations, but I guess Robert Redford at some point during his presidency authorized reparations for all African Americans.
Yeah.
And one of the shitty little racists in school, like, because Regina King's character, she's like, oh, I had to quit the police department, and now I have my own restaurant.
Right.
And one of the kids said, did you pay for it with your refordations?
Oh my god.
And then her son, who's in the classroom, fucking just jumps across and starts beating the shit out of the kid.
Oh shit.
Her son just starts wailing into the kid, and you just see like, and there's a great scene afterwards, and she's like talking to her son, "Why'd you hit him?" And then he goes, "Because you wanted to."
Damn.
That's not the point. She's like, "That's not the point." I'm like, "I know you wanted to hit him."
Oh shit. Damn, kid.
The show is really intense. It's Ryan talking, the way they did is very interesting. Yeah, I was pretty enthralled the entire way. I really love the original source material, the Watchmen. It was just that's my Catcher in the Rye. I have multiple copies. I've read it many times. Yeah, honestly, it's the only movie that Zack Snyder didn't really fuck up because his dark tone was actually perfect for the Watchmen. I'm like, dark tone, Watchmen, yes. Dark tone, Superman, no.
Oh, is her daughter?
Is her daughter? I don't know. It looks like a little boy.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But her kid, whether it be a son or daughter, wailed on that fucking other white racist boy.
DNA test for descendants of victims?
Yeah. DNA test.
But,
yeah, it was really, the show was intense. I was like, there was so much going on.
Right.
Like one of the opening scenes, like a black cop gets freaking taken out by one of these radicals.
Oh.
And it was crazy because these radicals have been freaking mobilized because of one of the original Watchmen characters.
Oh, okay.
Like that, they're all wearing masks. They're similar to this Rorschach.
Right. Yeah.
Rorschach masks.
Right.
Like he in the original comic, he was like this crazy like right wing lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a superhero detective.
Right.
But like after some really like he watched this massacre of like these kids, and like it hardened him, and he became like insane, and he got to the point where he wouldn't kill bad people, but he's he has no conscience for it.
Right.
But he was still kind of like a weird superhero. But he had this manifesto that like was all about like how the world was ending, like, and he was gonna expose. Yeah, I was telling you like what happened in the Watchmen movie. It wasn't exactly what happened in the book. Like in the book, an alien, they used an artificial alien to kill everyone in New York, and that kind of united the world against this alien threat.
Oh, right.
That doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah.
And it was like, I can achieve world peace. It'll only cost us 100,000 people. I saved 2 billion by killing 100,000.
Who created the alien?
It was this guy called Adrian Vett. He was another superhero, but he was like kind of like the only way I can save people is I guess we have to kill a bunch of people. It's the only way I can save this world. And I'm not 100% sure because Jeremy Irons, like he's playing a character in the show. They haven't confirmed whether or not he is Adrian Vett. He is Ozymandias.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because they keep showing this guy he's off on this like you see in a newspaper say Adrian Vett, freaking dead.
Okay.
Oh, so right there asks about the squids. The squids, I think that might be some Dr. Manhattan shit.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You were like, what the? It's raining squids.
It's raining squids, and then people are just used to it. I guess it's something that just happened. It's something in this alternate reality. Something that's happened in this alternate reality.
Right.
Where it just randomly rains squids. Everyone has to stop what they're doing, and then Regina King had to get out of the car with your squeegee and squeegee off the squids. And the kids all complaining it smells.
At the end of the show, did it say there were no squids that were hurt?
I'm sure it was all CG. Yeah, I would imagine they had that. And as Eric Ton, he's just talking about how in the comic book he just walks around with Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any concept of clothing. He just he walks around naked.
Really?
He's a freaking he's basically like a god. He doesn't.
That's right. Yeah. Yes.
He's basically like a god. He
Yeah.
exists on all planes of time and space. He doesn't. He's like, oh, I have no need for clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
And so you saw him for a split second on a TV screen. It was just there was a lot of Easter eggs for someone like me who's read the book over and over and over. I'm very familiar with the source material.
Right.
Where just they put all these little hints, like the police vehicle that they were flying around in. It's literally it's the same ship that one of the superheroes used in Watchmen. It was an owl. I'm like, oh, it's Archie. Oh, they're flying around an owl like Archie. And they literally have the same flamethrower that the little owl ship used to have. So I was just losing my mind to all these little things. I was like, oh fuck. It is connected, but because they kept saying, "Oh, they may not be connected." It's this is stuff inspired by, but there's so much.
So you think they
connected
did a good
tissue.
job?
Yeah, they did. It was very engrossing. I didn't want to watch the second episode after the other. I felt very much
it was too much.
Yeah, it was too much. This is the same way I felt when I used to watch when I was originally binging Breaking Bad. When I couldn't watch more than one episode of Breaking Bad because it's just too much. It's just too much
violence.
Not even just the ultra violence, just the tension. Because there's all this tension built up. I kept having that feeling. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be. Do you think that this universe will not be connected to the DC universe? Because right now in the actual comic books, they're connecting the Watchmen universe to the DC universe. Dr. Manhattan's gonna fight Superman because Dr. Manhattan normally can see far ahead in time. And he's like, oh, I can only see. I can't see past this day, and he's having a fight with Superman that day. So it's either Dark Manhattan's either I die or the universe dies, and I don't know which one it is. Because Dark Manhattan, because he got split into a million atoms, he can just I don't know, it's crazy. But the TV show, I don't think it's gonna be connected to the DC universe. No, I think they're gonna stick to just the pocket of the Watchmen universe, which is already very interesting, and I'm sure that the original writer Alan Moore is throwing things against the wall in his castle in London, because he the original writer doesn't like where they adapt his shit or he didn't.
But he gets money for it. He gets paid for it.
I think he refuses it at this point. I think he accepted some of the money and bought a castle, but beyond that, it's no. It's within the credits, it's based on the book co-created by Dave Gibbons. The artist is perfectly fine with putting his name on it, but the writer is this crazy old wizard. And when I tell you wizard, I mean that seriously. He does try to cast spells using dark magic. He is an old crazy wizard. He is a madman. He's one of the best comic book writers in the world, but he's also insane.
Wow.
There's a great podcast that Pete directed me to where one of his best friends, another writer, did a great impression of him. He's like, I took their stupid money and I bought a castle and I built a moat.
Shit, that's
I don't
crazy.
want them crossing in my moat. I'll just raise my bridge the next time these fucks try to come to my castle. I'll just raise the moat. It's this other writer who I really think is great. He's freaking making fun of his good friend Alan Moore.
Right.
He's he believes in a snake god. That's that. Yeah. He's a wizard. That's a warlock.
Snake god.
Yeah, I believe in a snake god or something. He's a crazy old man, but man, he's written some of my favorite comic books. He wrote The Watchmen. There's this other comic book that he wrote. It was called Top 10. And it was kind of set in the future where everyone in the world has superpowers. And so there's a police force that has to how do you police people with superpowers?
Yeah.
It's very difficult, as they show. It was very much like a friggin', I don't want to compare it to CSI. It's very much, it's like Law and Order superheroes. Okay. It's very much more along those lines. All these people still, they're super powered people, but they still have problems.
Right, yeah.
And it's this comic book, I don't know, friggin' insane stuff that he, this stuff that just came out of his head. He's You know what would be funny? Like he made fun of Marvel. He made fun of Marvel and DC comics. So like this pet exterminator had to go to a house.
Yeah.
And inside the house, you saw all the mice were like Marvel characters.
Yeah.
And all the cats were DC characters. And it's like, oh no, we ran into a crossover event happening right here. The Venusuvian mouse hunter, the cat, Martian Manhunter,
right,
has to deal with Doctor
Vendetta.
Strange. Yeah, V for Vendetta, that's another one. V for Vendetta,
yeah.
That's another Alan Moore piece. He wrote that original comic. The Matrix guys converted that into a movie. He was like, "Don't put my name on that shit."
No.
I have the original.
Wow.
I have the original comic. It's very different from the movie. A lot of the creative license was taken with the movie, but I enjoy the movie. The movie was fun.
Right.
I dare say that's the last fun thing the Wachowskis made before they went off into their art quest of freaking Jupiter Ascension and freaking Cloud Atlas. I think they're just too much LSD or something.
They both became ladies.
And did a lot of drugs. They are their gender is irregardless to the content that they put out. It's really high. No, they did,
Oh.
but they're still creatives.
Yes.
It's like, cool. I respect. No, I just like, irrespective of what their life is, I was like, they're still creatives. But whatever they're producing now, just like, or they produced for the last 10 years, is like, Cloud Atlas. Like I tried watching that movie, like. Friggin' Tom Hanks and Halle Berry trying to play 15 different roles. No, I couldn't make it half an hour into that movie.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't see it because not a lot of people watched that movie. No, a lot of people didn't watch that movie. That was a colossal bomb.
So what about...
That's why they're making Matrix 4, because they're trying to... They're like, shit, we need to go back to what worked. Let's make a fourth Matrix.
Are they busting the Kanye?
I don't know. We'll see.
So what about netting, huh?
So if you go to Twitter right now, thank you, honey, for reminding me of that. If you, not right now, but after the show, or if you're watching this on your computer and you have your phone, if you go
after the show.
After the show, since we're at the end of the show here, something I discovered earlier today. I don't know if Art Solari is still watching. He's the one who alerted me to this via Facebook Messenger. But currently on Twitter, the number one trend is nutting. Yes, hashtag NUTTING. And many people, and I think it's perpetually staying up there because people are like, why is nutting trending on Twitter? And people are mystified. It's like, I'm not sure if I should check this at work. This is not something, like, why is nutting trending? And like, am I going to get banned? And like, I think it took a life on of its own, and people are trying to figure out why. Why is it trending? And it took me a really deep dive. I had to go deep into a Twitter hole to figure it out. I kept scrolling past all the funny memes of like, SpongeBob, when you see nutty is trending, I'm gonna head out. there's a funny meme of SpongeBob, like when something uncomfortable happens, like there's a picture of SpongeBob getting out of the chair. It's like, I'm gonna head out now.
Okay.
And like there's all these, I'm like, why is it trending? And all these people are all like, there's hundreds and hundreds of tweets of people mystified as to why.
So why?
I discovered it. It is because the owner of the baseball team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, his name is Bob Nutting. Yes, his last name is Nutting.
Okay.
And apparently he fired, some people from his organization. They fired the team president, they fired the manager or whatever. And a lot of Pittsburgh Pirates fans were on Twitter putting a hashtag nutting in reference to him. But I get, like how I didn't know. I used to be a big sports guy, but I had no clue that the owner's name was Nutting. And so it just keeps perpetually...
Okay. It's just
It's an Ouroboros. It's a snake that's eating itself. It's like, why is hashtag nutting trending? And then people get, why? And you have to go all the way down to the bottom of the timeline to find out, it's related to sports. Okay. It doesn't matter.
All right.
There's a bunch of angry Pittsburgh Pirates fans who are like, the owner's the problem. Fuck this hashtag nutting guy. Bob Nutting. And then my buddy Art went on a great tear of like making funny nutting jokes. I'm like, I guess Bob didn't finish nutting on his team. He had to nut and go. Yeah.
That just reminded me right now of the kick from
The
yesterday.
kick?
The kick.
The kick?
The missed kick.
The missed kick?
Remember yesterday when we were at the restaurant and you were watching TV?
Oh, the missed field goal kick. I have never been prouder to not be a fan of football than I was yesterday. We were having breakfast with our family. And the Chargers and the Bears were playing. And the Chargers were charging. I was a fan of the San Diego Chargers, and I will never refer to them by their other name. I will call them the Carson Chargers, and I guess next year I'll call them the Inglewood Chargers, but they will never have my city's name in front of them, as far as I'm concerned. They will always be the San Diego Chargers. To me, I supported the San Diego Chargers, not this team that plays in a soccer stadium. They can't even fill a soccer stadium. They suck. I refuse to support them the way they abandoned the wonderful people of Wales Vagina. San Diego. Agree to disagree. But we were watching the game. And so the Chargers, they were barely winning by one. And they give up the football. And I'm like, oh, look, here comes the other team. Coming down and they came down the field. Oh, look at that! They're gonna kick a field goal. And then Pablo's like, well, your brother Pablo was there, and he's like, oh, you were a Chargers. I was a Chargers fan, but look, this is what they do. This is what they do. They are nothing but heartbreak. They are nothing but sadness and pain. I suffered that for 14 years. No more. No, I am laughing at this. The Chargers are charging. Because that's what they do. They find a way to lose. I've seen it so many times in my years of supporting this sad sack team, but they were my team until they decided to leave San Diego. Be cruel bastards. It was covered on another episode. Dre lost his sports fandom. It's in the archives. A lot of people have been watching the archives.
And you can see all the archives
on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Stitcher, on iHeartRadio,
and
on Spotify. So what happened? We were watching. The Chargers were charging, but apparently the Bears had to bear harder. The Bears were bearing because you know what happens when you put two bad football teams on the same field? They both suck. And it turns out the Bears wanted to bear even harder because I guess the kicker had already missed a field goal early in the game. And the head coach of the Bears was like, all right, they had 40 seconds and a timeout. They could have moved in further. Oh, we're 41 yards away. Mm-hmm. Even though your kicker has already missed a kick early in the game, maybe you make his life a little bit easier and move it another, 5 or 6 yards. It could be the difference between a missed field goal and a made field goal. But no, the coach of the Bears decided to all right, let's just let the clock run out, call timeout with 3 seconds left, have the kicker kick a 41-yard field goal. I returned to Pablo, like, it'll be hilarious if he misses this. And then, lo and behold, the Bears bared harder than the Chargers charged. He missed.
You could not stop laughing.
I was cackling. I was like,
And Pablo was just like,
wow, I can't believe it. Yeah. That was a great tweet I saw. The Chargers tried to outbear the Bears, but the Bears bared harder than the Chargers could charge.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And I think the first words on my mouth, that kicker is fired. He's going to have to find a new job tomorrow. He better not even go to he has to turn around and just leave. Just leave your shit in the locker room. Just don't go back in the locker room.
Laces were out.
And I'll explain it to my wife here. Their laces out. Yep, just like Ace Ventura.
Yes.
What, Finkel?
God.
Ray Finkel.
Yep.
My old roommate. Trent Trail.
Finkelstein.
Einhorn. Trent has a Miami Dolphins jersey of Finkel.
Oh, of course.
Because of that. Because Trent is Trent.
Because Trent.
Yeah. I was explaining to my wife, there is no lonelier man on a football field than a kicker who missed a game-winning field goal. He is the loneliest man. No one's going to sit next to him.
I think he just wanted to go back in time. I think he wanted to go in a vortex.
He just wanted to go in a vortex and die.
He just wanted the ground to open from underneath him and suck him in.
It was so funny. Oh my god. And I jumped on Twitter and I was still cackling because you see all these Bear fans are just like, well, that's our team. It's like, oh, they tried to outsuck the Chargers tried to outsuck the Bears, but the Bears were worse. And a professional wrestler, Seth Rollins, who's a big Chicago Bears fan. Each time the Bears have lost this season, he puts out a tweet, "I hate football." And on cue, literally like 5 minutes after the game, Seth Rollins on Twitter, "I hate football."
That's great.
And that's, let's see right there, that just encapsulates why I have forsaken the Chargers and basically I've forsaken an emotional investment in football.
Yeah.
Because I was able to enjoy that yesterday.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that for different, like if I had been a Chargers fan, I would have just been like gripping my seat, and then I would have had like, oh, just a relief. I can't believe they barely escaped that game. I would have just been like, oh God. But instead, I was just like, oh, the Chargers tried to lose that one. Ooh, I was scaring everyone in the restaurant. I was like, I was a madman, and I had fun.
Yes.
I enjoyed myself.
It was a fun time.
It was a fun time for everyone involved. Remember, you can always watch our old episodes right here on Facebook. If you're not watching us on Facebook, you're listening to us via audio podcast form. Remember, you can always watch live episodes. If you want to participate, if you want to comment live, like a lot of people did today, like Ryan Tuck, like Jai Pollard, like Margie Lamone, like all these other people who commented live on the show, you can do that. We're here Monday nights, roughly between 8 and 8:05. It's like TBS Superstation, 8:05.
Sure, 8-ish.
8-ish. For that old 8:05 reference for my friends who are wrestling fans. Back in the day, on TBS, all the shows would start 5 minutes after the hour for whatever reason. It was really unusual. When I wanted to watch WCW main event, it was always 6:05 Eastern. Very weird. But yeah, we're here every Monday night, 8 p.m. till roughly 9-ish, depending on how jacked up I am. How high as a kite as I can get on this whole podcasting thing. I used to have to drink caffeine to do this. Now I just do it.
See? Fun, right?
It's fun. I just drink water now. I'm just high. I guess I get high off of doing this. I'm getting in front of a live camera and embarrassing myself.
The more people comment, the more lively it is.
The more I can react to. It's a lot. Well, it's a lot of fun when you guys can comment on the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You can always support the show by liking the videos, liking the Facebook page, sharing the videos on Facebook, or sharing, liking us on Instagram at DreGP Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at DreGP Podcast. Or you can find a lot of our classic videos and some other videos as well on our YouTube. Just search YouTube for Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. For me and my lovely wife, Rosalie Mon, this has been Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Night.